New government asphalt plant makes millions in profit. Economic growth to almost double in 2022. Quarantine bridge builder to be selected soon. And this is why we can't have nice things. I'm Noriko Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. After 6 months of service, and the Public Works Ministry's asphalt plant has garnered $173 million in profit. Minister of Public Works Juan Edgel said the money was placed into the Consolidated Fund. But asphalt is not only being produced by the new Echo 2000 plant on the East Bank. The company also has a plant at Vrijdsland, a tiny village on the West Bank, and still uses the old DM50 plant at Garden of Eden. The Roraima Airways pilot who crash-landed in Hagsbosch landfill last August is facing suspension following a GCAA investigation. The airline is also expected to be fined. However, the GCAA has not indicated how long the suspension would be, nor the size of the fines. In any case, they should not have been flying around without enough fuel. Even though you may not be feeling it, according to the international financial organizations, Guyana's economy is red hot. And according to the World Bank, this year it's going to be on fire. An estimate from the World Bank says that Guyana's economy is expected to increase by 49.5% by year's end. Guyana's economic growth projection is the largest in the Latin American and Caribbean region. The country with the next highest projection is St. Lucia, pegged at a measly 9.6% growth rate for this year. Pathetic if you ask me. The police have arrested 3 men for robbing a Brazilian national on Sunday afternoon along the Peruni Trail in Caiune, Mazaruni, Region 7. They robbed him of his jewelry, his cash, and cell phones. However, the next day, the police caught 2 of the men in a passenger car, and after questioning them, they gave up their accomplice. Police recovered all of the gold jewelry and most of the money, along with the wigs and glasses. The police claimed that the men confessed to the armed robbery, but they did not say if the men were wearing the wigs during or after the robbery. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2016 Mazda CX-5. It comes with Bluetooth, mug rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, LED fog lamps, electronic parking brake, back camera, side camera, rear spoiler, and much, much more. Buy cash for $6.2 million. Or pay down as low as $1,240,000 down with around $120,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Or visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Road Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lama Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet deal. Things are heating up at the Guyana Fire Service. Fire Chief Kalmadine Adu is expected to retire next month, but according to some firefighters, the government may decide to extend his contract instead. Some of the officers believe that this would be to the detriment of the fire service, as they feel there are several officers who are deserving of promotions, but are being overlooked. In fact, several firemen took him to court over the promotion. So they've said that if he is given an extension, they will go on strike. Despite being completely ignored by the government for nearly 2 whole years, the GPSU is yet again calling on the government to come to the negotiation table. The GPSU says that they've sent another letter to the government requesting that they discuss salary increases for the years 2020 and 2021. However, the government has yet to respond. The truck driver that was responsible for damaging the road barriers on the East Bank was arrested this morning. The police said they arrested him after tracing his truck's license plate number back to him. He is expected to be charged shortly. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy through Cellular Plus. Call them on 685-3109 for more info. Representatives from Guyana and Suriname will be meeting this week to select a bidder for the Quarantine River Bridge. There are 8 shortlisted firms: WSP Caribbean Limited, EXP Services Inc., in association with Pedelta, Arcadia, Semco, Tipsa, Leonhardt, Anja und Partner GmbH, and Firm Engineering NV. That's just one group. And Polytechnia and Rena JV and sub-consultants ILACO, and SRK Engineering and Associates. I'll have to actually get back to you on a list of how many of them have been internationally blacklisted. Anyway, the bridge will be constructed using a design-build finance model through a private partnership arrangement with incentives given by both governments to the preferred bidder. It's now time for today's Runner Report. Today, the nation recorded 665 new cases, which means it's still going like crazy. There are now 1,073 persons dead, 13 in the ICU, 6,538 in home isolation, and the total number of confirmed cases around the nation now stands at 46,005. So please, people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds, and remember to give 6 meters space between you and others. Now for the vaccines. 414,932, or 80.9% of adults have had the first dose, and 301,058, or 58.7% are fully vaccinated. As for the teens, 31,203, or 42.8%, have had the first dose, and 22,141, or 30.4%, are fully vaccinated.
Hey, I'm interrupting this program to let you know that not all truck parts are created equal. Some does work hard without any problems for a long time, while others does make your truck broke down quick and got you running your pockets again. Get genuine high-quality parts from Powered Automotive truck spares and engine parts and extend the life of your repair. They're the authorized dealer in Guyana for Hammer USA products like brake valves, clutch discs, universal bearings, and others. Visit them at 1161 EE Eccles or call them on 697-0171. Powered Automotive, the #1 truck and engine parts store in Guyana. If you didn't know, well, now you know.
Now for our stupid news of the day. You know what I think is stupid? The culture we have in this country towards disrespecting others. The new bypass road has only been up a few days, and already someone has damaged the barriers around the entrance of the road. While the perpetrator of this act is presumably facing punishment, thousands of other vandalizers will never see punishment. Worse yet, this disrespect of others I speak of goes beyond just damaged property, clogged drains, and trash in the streets. It also reflects in the way people drive on the road. Most accidents are attributed to the terrible road behavior of many drivers. In Guyana, drivers use their horns so much that they've developed a language all of their own. You can't drive with the windows down, because if you do accidentally cut someone off in traffic, you can expect one big, long, dirty cuss down. Unfortunately, it doesn't even stop there. Abusive homes, drunken murders between young men, rampant corruption, and poor politics are also a reflection of this culture of disrespect. The abuse and murder connections and disrespect should be obvious. As for politics, if there's disrespect between individuals, there's disrespect between groups. And if there's disrespect between groups, there's going to be disrespect in their politics. Now, if there's respect between individuals, then there will be respect in their politics. It's just as simple as that. As for corruption, when people don't respect each other, nor the roles in building a healthy democracy, then you have corruption. Because corruption is just a fancy word for when one individual with some level of public responsibility puts their own selfish desires over the public good. Unfortunately, changing a culture is not as simple as passing a few harsh laws and hoping for the best. It requires the combined effort of government, business, and the people to change the hearts and minds of the nation, which is admittedly easier said than done. All of this is to say that if we want to be able to have nice things, then we have to change the way we relate to each other. Because if you ask me, to continue to live in the current state is pretty stupid. Moving on to Uncut News, Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, yesterday's question was about the school reopening. Dopamine says, imagine the government opens schools and GPTI doesn't want people to enter the bunk with just one shot. I guess the financial system is worth more than the children. Oh my, it would seem so, right? Sir Bannon says, this variant is good for the kids, so why close school? Well, there's people who say it's both a good and a bad thing. I will reserve my comments for this one. Now, before we get to tonight's question, take a look at this beauty being constructed in a gated community called Richmondville in Guyana. It features 4 bedrooms, 1 pool, with 7,000 square feet of living space, along with modern amenities. Contact Sheriff Construction on 592-618-5702. So for tonight's question, I want to know, what do you feel is one of the biggest problems facing our society today? For me, I say it's the lack of respect. What do you say? Think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullford saying good night, folks.
Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.